Hello, it's me, Moira. Right, so I had planned and trying to do a junk journal with me yesterday, but just time didn't allow it, too many other things on the go. So we'll get it done today, rain or luck. In fact, I might even go as far as to do a couple of videos today, but maybe schedule them, because I've got a wee bit of freedom in as far as my husband's working today. It's a Saturday. Doesn't he normally work on a Saturday, but every third Saturday he does. It's just the shift pattern, so it means that in theory I've not got any running about to do today, so I can maybe settle down to actually doing a wee bit of this work. Right, so if you remember, what happened the other day was that I was putting the car in for a service. So that's happened, and as luck would have it, the car started rattling. Well, not rattling, but you know how every now and again your car just makes a noise that's not normal. So the other day when I'd been out doing my shopping with my brother said, "What's that noise?" And I thought, when he hears it, it's time to worry, because his hearing's no great. And there was a kind of thudding sound, so I mentioned this to the garage when I put it in yesterday. In the event, apparently it was something on the underside, some bolt that had started loosening. I don't know what on earth it controlled, but they've tightened it up, so in theory everything should be okay, and it's certainly never happened before, so maybe that was a one-off. Car's been serviced and that's it. The car was without doubt one of the worst buys humanly imaginable. I've had it a couple of years now, but that car has cost me a fortune. It was a second-hand car. My cars are always second-hand, I don't have money for new cars. But I swear to goodness, it was just an absolute nightmare, a motor. And while we talk about motors, cars, automobiles, transportation, one of my big bugbears when Etsy, when it was up and running good style, and folk would say, you need to worry about your search engine optimization and give things titles that folk would be looking for, and I don't appear to be capable of establishing what folk are looking for when it comes to the names of things, because as far as I'm concerned, a car's a car, but a car isn't a car. A car apparently can be everything under the sun. A car can be an automobile, it can be a vehicle, it can be a motor, it can be a vintage car, it can be a retro car, it can be anything. And this is one of my main bugbears about when you list things for sale, because how I view things isn't necessarily how other people view things, and certainly not how somebody in Scotland views things in relation to how someone in, say, America or Australia or New Zealand or France or Germany might view things. So anyway, so what I'm getting at here is I refer to my automobile as my motor. Some folk, my next door neighbour, always refers to it as her core, as in car, but we pronounce it differently, so it's her core. But to me, it's my motor. Such as the variations of language. So anyway, motor, car, automobile, vehicle, transportation, whatever we want to call it. What I did was I'm actually selling some dies, and I happen to be selling a couple of dies that are from tattered lace, simply because I just don't use these very often, so there's not really an awful lot of point in me having them. I might as well just get rid of them and get a couple of quid. But it just so happens that two of them relate to vehicles. One's a wee kind of Volkswagen, and the other one's a kind of vintage car. I don't know, Model T? I don't know, because I don't know what Model T looks like. But I thought these were quite useful to use in my wee spread in relation to the car itself, having went into the garage yesterday, because obviously the more I decorate, the less I need to actually physically write. I don't have a car like that. I have a Volkswagen Corsa. It looks nothing like either of these vehicles, but strangely enough there aren't an awful lot of folk that make dyes of Corsas. But then there's not an awful lot of folk that make dyes of cars that are anything like real cars. So I'm not so sure about this because it's not really vintage as such. I know they're kind of iconic, but I don't know if it goes with just my feel for things. I much prefer vintage imagery, and in that respect I don't think I'll use that one. I think I might just leave that. I'd actually cut these out because when I was putting the things into eBay, I thought it'd be, I know myself, see when I've bought any second-hand dyes off eBay or the likes, or even just buying dyes in general, see when you don't see the image cut out, it's sometimes really difficult to judge if it's going to suit what you want to make with it or what you want to use it for. So I cut everything out of craft paper so that I could then put the image next to the actual dye and folk could judge if it was this sort of thing they wanted. Don't know if it's any use to anybody, but it's what I'm doing. So anyway, so basically we need to decorate the page a wee bit. I've also got some tickets. That's one of those Tim Holtz stamps and dies, and that's just a wee washi ticket thing, bus ticket that I got on AliExpress. I'm thinking I shall use those in my page simply because it again relates to transportation and in that respect is relevant. That looks as if it might have been a bus ticket. I don't know, I'm not sure, so I won't use it. I think that's all I've got on the transportation things here on my desk. Yep, that's all I've got out on transportation. These are actually little stamped images, and it was a set I got from AliExpress. It's vintage transportation, and I stamped out a couple of cars and die cut them, so I'm going to use those as well, just to decorate my page. So before I start, I think I'm going to do a wee bit of stamping. Just give me a wee second here till I find where I put the stamps. Here they are. This is the set of stamps that I used, and the dies are behind them. So I'm going to do a wee bit more stamping on the page itself. Don't need to do any more die cutting, and then we'll stick some stuff down, and that will do for us. My washing machine is on, by the way, so you'll probably hear it rattling and singing. That wee stamp just says vintage transportation. What I'm also going to do is I've got some this is just, what's it, frog tape it's called, and the stamp itself says vintage transportation, and it's got a wee thingy below it. A wee kind of flourish. So I'm just going to try and see if I can get the word vintage to stamp out without the rest of it. So I've covered that over. I should maybe have cleaned the stamp first, but there you go. Yeah, quite like that. Can you see that okay? A minute, so I just used the one word from that stamp. So that's a wee something you can do when you're stamping. If you've got a stamp and you only really want to use part of it, you can cover it up, put your ink on, take your cover off, and then stamp it. And it just it widens up, then I'm, you know, kind of like makes you feel as if you're getting better value for your stamps. And I'm going to put this up here. Ordinarily I would sit and clean all my stamps with wipes, or go into the sink and wash them as I use them. But I've found recently I'm a lot less inclined to do that. So I give them a wipe with a microfiber cloth and it seems to be doing the trick. Sufficiently so that I can get away with using them and not need to worry too much about scouring them all the time. Actually, now that I come to think of it, I would quite like to make a pocket as such, and I'm just wondering, I can't really use that as a pocket. I could only use that as a pocket if I managed to back it with something. But I'm not going to. No, I'll try, because I wanted to stick something else on. I've got to figure out where I'm going to make my pocket. I've just stamped that there and I'm thinking that's probably the ideal spot to do a wee pocket. So I might cover that image up. Oh wait a minute, here's another bus ticket thing. I could actually use that as my... I could make that my pocket. My tuck, because I wanted to put in that tag. Like that. But if I'm doing that I need to cover that a bit better, so let's cover that with a little bit of right, looks fine. Just use my distress ink to go around the edges and we'll stick this down and then make a pocket on top of it. Oh, my door's going. Right, bear with me, that must be the post. Right, sorry about that. Post came. Post came, all hell let loose. Post will come again because it was actually it was a parcel for my son, so there's a good chance that they'll come with just normal letters. Hopefully they won't be coming with anything that they need to chant the door with, so we might get away without the frenzy. The dogs are excited now, so everybody's running about. So this is what gets me. You start something and everything's perfectly calm. Something happens that you've got no control over, and suddenly all hell lets loose in your house. I mean, the dogs, generally speaking, are at their calmest if I can film in the afternoon, but My husband only works till 2 o'clock, so I won't get the freedom to work in the afternoon. I need to, if I'm doing anything, I need to do it just now. Right, so that's covered up that stamped image, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this vintage bus ticket stamp as a kind of tuck come pocket there. So I'll put the glue down here and along the bottom, and that will form my pocket, and I've covered effectively the stamped image that I did. That's fine. I want to stick this bus ticket here because I'm going to make this page kind of transportation / my car, my motor. That one. Now, while that's drying, where did I put my, there it is. My acrylic block's really quite good for holding that down to flatten it. So I'm going to stick that on it for a minute to hold it down, to enable it to dry, and then we can, oh well, wait a minute, hold on, because what also, where did I put that? Where did I put that big die cut? Right, I know it's somewhere on my desk. Oh, there it's there. Dump one saw. Right, because we want to stick this. We don't want to stick it there. Can maybe stick it right across the middle. And that way I can write above and below it. So I need to, I'm going to use, because this is quite a fine die cut, I'm going to use this, what do you call it, Zig two-way glue pen, because it's the best when it comes to being able to be precise with where you put ink, no ink with glue. And you don't need to, the other problem is of course when you're doing something like tattered lace stuff is, it is terribly intricate. All of the dies that tattered lace do are all very intricate, and it consequently makes sticking them down not the easiest thing in the world. But they're not impossible. It's just takes a wee bit more effort. You don't need to put glue on every single bit. Identify some of the bigger bits and make do with that. And it will stay. And the Zig two-way pen it's really quite good. It's sticky as sticky can be, as they say. Well, actually I say something else, but I can't really say that in video. Try and get it kind of straight. And again use my acrylic block just to hold it down a wee bit. On my trusty piece of acetate. Right, I'm going to give that a second or two to, in fact I've got a bigger one. I can sit that on top of it, and that will definitely hold it all down. Right, at this point I'm going to stop and do my washing hanging up and come back, and by the time that's dry we can go on with the next bit. Right, so next wee bit, hold on, we'll just adjust that a wee bit. So we've stuck down the card, and we've stuck down a couple of those bus tickets. I've also got this little washi tape bus ticket, which I think I'll stick up here in the top corner. Now I got this from AliExpress and I have used it, and the one thing that I noticed is it isn't the stickiest of washi, so I'm just going to use a wee bit of glue stick on it to stick up the top here. And use my wee paper creaser thing. And my two little vintage cards that I stamped out and cut. Might stick one of those up there. Just did this on plain paper yesterday. There's a bit of paper lying on my desk and I thought, well, there you go. That's what I can use. This is to myself. I'm thinking actually I might put that down there, that one. Use that to stick it down. That'll do us. Right, I think we've decorated this page enough. So let's get writing. And today's pen is brought to us again by the We Are Macmillan Cancer Support Team. Wait a minute, I need a date. Oh, you see this? Oh, what was yesterday's date? Yesterday the 30th? 30 days half September, April, June, and November. I think it was the 30th because I'm pretty sure today is the 31st. So 30th of August 19. Car was due in for a service yesterday. As luck would have it, I developed I don't know how best to describe it. It wasn't a rattle as such, it was a thudding. Thudding noise. Put the exclamation mark. Turns out a bolt on the underside had loosened slightly. Garage tightened it. And did the service. I love the freedom of a car but I miss the calm of getting buses. I really need a new car, but you know what it's like, money wise. So I've got my wee tag, because they always put your tag on your, what do you call it, on your keys when you put them in. So I'm going to stick that in there and leave it at that, and that's my wee, just pop back, that's my wee spread in relation to the car. Now something I'd mentioned this to somebody the other day, when the music book I've got, I bought this music book from somebody on eBay, and the other day when I was going to find a page to use in my junk journals, I discovered there was a sheet of paper in it, and inside the sheet of paper there were some pressed flowers. So somebody clearly decided to press flowers using this big music book at some point, and I thought it would be really nice to use some of the flowers, or at least one of them, in this journal. So I lifted one out. It's a wee, I think it's a wee viola, or a wee, that's what they are in, it's a viola. So I thought I'm going to put it on the page where we talked about my son's birthday. Just thought it'd be a nice wee addition to this book. So there's still another couple of wee flowers. I'll use them I don't think I'll use them in this. I'll use them, I'm actually making a book just now with the intention of selling it, but I'm doing it at my pace, if you know what I mean. I really hate rushing things. I like to take my time and decorate as and when I feel. So I'm going to add that to that page there. Just think that's quite a nice wee addition. Right, I think that'll do us with this for the time being. So we'll see tomorrow, or whenever, what the next wee bits of stories I've got to spread. So thanks for your time today. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.